Hello everyone, my name is Denise. I'm a lifestyle medicine health educator based in Ningbo, China. Welcome to my presentation on food as medicine, how to choose a healthy diet. Today we will examine 4 popular diets and assess which ones are the healthiest for us and the planet where we live. These 4 diets include Paleo, Keto, Mediterranean and Vegan. Let us start with the first of these diets, the Paleo diet. The Paleolithic or caveman diet is a way of eating that mimics how our human ancestors ate 10,000 years ago. A gastroenterologist created the Paleo diet back in the 1970s to combat growing obesity and diet-related health issues. The basic premise of this diet is that we ought to eat the food of our ancient ancestors, but not processed foods that are damaging to our health. Foods that are acceptable include lean meats, fish, and eggs, but not processed or factory-raised animal products, seeds and nuts, as well as fruits, berries, and other vegetables. These foods can be consumed raw, dried, or cooked with minimal technology. Any food requiring technology to process them is not acceptable. Starchy vegetables and legumes are therefore not permitted. Food from the modern agricultural industry is prohibited. Grain, corn, rice, and wheat are not permitted, nor are dairy products acceptable. To make the diet more appealing, minimal amounts of these foods are permitted. Even though it is very restrictive, the Paleo diet has many positive benefits. Let us look at those now. The Paleo diet promotes exercise as a part of a paleo lifestyle. It encourages fresh fruit and vegetables. It also encourages free-range and grass-fed lean meats, which are higher in omega-3 fatty acids and low in hormones and pesticides. Most importantly, the Paleo diet discourages processed and highly refined foods. According to evidence-based research on paleo, there have been recorded improvements in the following: weight loss, increases in energy, decrease in some degenerative diseases, improvements in mental health because it helps dieters to create a tribal identity with a bigger group. There are some genuine complications from following the Paleo diet. Let us now look at those. The most significant shortcoming of the Paleo diet is that it is nutritionally restrictive. Starchy vegetables, legumes, and other restricted plants provide many nutrients and valuable fiber. Concerns over the lack of dairy substitutes raise questions on where to get calcium. There are also concerns about the high fat and high cholesterol, which could contribute to declines in cardiovascular health. Consumption of fish and other seafood is also a concern due to the pollution of our oceans. There are low adherence rates. We also have no cultural precedents for this way of eating and very little anthropological evidence to back it up. People in Paleolithic times varied in what they ate from region to region and season to season. It is 10% more expensive than regular omnivorous diets. There is limited scientific data supporting health claims. Consequently, health professionals consider it a fad diet rather than an evidence-based medical diet. There is little to no difference in weight loss for those on the Paleo diet compared to similar caloric restrictive diets. A serious long-term concern is that it is environmentally unsustainable, at 2.8 times more carbon intensive than even the standard American diet. Let us now look at an equally popular diet for weight loss, which is the Keto diet. Keto, or the Keto diet, had its origins in the early 1900s when children with medicine-resistant epilepsy were placed on it to help control their condition. It is now a popular weight loss diet that is popular but considered controversial. The diet breakdown is as follows: 5% carbohydrates, 20% proteins, and 75% fats. At first glance, this seems a very unnatural diet, but despite its controversial reputation, the Keto diet does have 2 evidence-proven benefits for health. These include: keto is scientifically proven to be effective with drug-resistant seizures in children. Keto is effective for obesity and weight management. Scientists speculate that ketosis leads to decreased hunger and thus fewer calories consumed daily. A limited number of studies have shown benefits in being able to reduce the side effects of chemotherapy, helping diabetics lose weight and improve insulin sensitivity, helping patients with heart disease to lose weight, and enhancing cognitive function in Alzheimer's and dementia patients temporarily. Unfortunately, of the 4 diets, the keto diet has the most shortcomings. While all of the shortcomings of the paleo diet are applicable, the most significant drawback of the keto diet is the disturbance to gut health. Constipation, vomiting, and abdominal pain because of low fiber and the disturbance to the gut microbiota. In addition to that, children on a diet for epilepsy frequently develop kidney stones. Babies born to mothers on the keto diet are at serious risk of developing neural tube defects in utero due to nutritional deficiencies of the diet. A strict keto diet requires medical supervision and is very difficult to adhere to. Meta-analysis studies have shown significantly higher mortality rates for people following low carbohydrate diets and low mortality for those following the high carbohydrate diet of the people of the blue zones. Let us look at a famous high carbohydrate diet, the Mediterranean diet. Many studies recognize that the nutritional habits of the people of Crete, Greece, and southern Italy meet several essential criteria for healthy diets. Because of these studies, medical doctors and dietitians recommend the Mediterranean diet because of its scientifically proven health and longevity benefits. The Mediterranean diet is a local cultural practice that encourages a wide variety of vegetables, fruit, and whole grains, a variety of legumes, healthful fats such as nuts, seeds, and olive oil, moderate amounts of dairy such as fermented cheese and yogurts, very little white meat, red meat, and depending on location, some seafood, up to 4 eggs a week. Also red wine in moderation and usually in the company of family and friends. Because this is a diet for people who engage in strenuous physical labor, up to 1/3 of the Mediterranean diet consists of fat, with saturated fats not exceeding 8% of caloric intake, which is much lower than levels in most developed nations. The Mediterranean diet is the most extensively studied diet today, with reliable research supporting its use to improve a person's quality of life and lower disease risk. Let's look at those benefits. The diet is associated with lower mortality rates due to high levels of flavonoids and antioxidant-rich foods. Women following the Mediterranean diet have decreased breast cancer risk by 6% compared to a standard Western diet. Studies by Ansel Keys in the 1950s showed that low rates of coronary heart disease were likely due to the low saturated fat content of the diet. Polyphenolic compounds of virgin olive oil may play a significant cardioprotective role in the diet. Mediterranean diet provides nutrient-dense foods rather than energy-dense foods, which typify most Western diets. This way of eating is often referred to as slow food, in contrast to fast food way of eating, causing problems in developed nations. The Mediterranean diet is a way of eating that promotes connection, physical activity, and healthy habits. Despite all these positive benefits, some serious shortcomings of the diet prevent it from being the diet of choice for the planet. Let us look at that now. The most critical shortcoming is that the Mediterranean diet is not environmentally sustainable because it includes animal products. A study done by Health Canada recognized that the Mediterranean diet is not easy to adapt in colder climates. Vitamin D and the high levels of fats were concerned for their population, which has a severe obesity problem. Whilst this diet has many health benefits, an EPIC study showed that its cancer protective benefits work better when we exclude alcohol from the definition. Dr. Neil Bernard of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine therefore questions whether the diet may be more effective with the exclusion of animal products, wine, and olive oil, all of which may not be affordable or practical for many outside the region or with limited finances. Is it possible to create a green version of the Mediterranean diet? one which keeps the benefits of the Mediterranean diet, but also eliminates the negatives. We now come to the fourth dietary plan, the vegan diet. According to the American Dietetic Association, a well-planned vegan diet is suitable for all ages and stages of life. A vegan diet does not include anything animal-based, such as eggs, dairy, and honey. Processed foods are permitted, provided they do not cause harm to animals. Vegans do not usually adopt veganism just for health reasons, but also for environmental, ethical, and compassionate grounds. Many vegans also believe that modern intensive farming methods are bad for our environment and are unsustainable in the long term. Veganism is therefore more a way of a life and a philosophy than a diet. Consequently, this philosophy has given birth to a way of eating that could solve how to feed the growing number of people on our planet sustainably. Let us look more closely at the benefits of the vegan diet. Out of the 4 diets we have looked at, a systemic review of vegan, vegetarian, and omnivorous diets showed that vegan diets are the most sustainable in their environmental impact on the planet. In addition to these environmental benefits, a well-planned vegan diet also brings many health benefits. Vegans generally have better gut health due to the high fiber nature of the diet. People not strictly following a vegan diet have lost more weight than those on a similar caloric omnivorous diet. Numerous studies show better glycemic control and management in people with diabetes. And the higher nutrient density of the diet helps lower inflammation and strengthen the immune system, making it a popular diet for athletes and anyone recovering from degenerative diseases. If everybody ate plant-based food, we can see from the evidence that the environment would benefit, animals would suffer less, we would produce more food, and people would generally enjoy better physical and mental health. Despite this, there are many criticisms of the vegan diet. Let us now look at the shortcomings of the vegan diet. Criticism of the vegan diet falls into 2 categories, perceived and actual considerations. The perceived shortcomings include concerns about the taste, cost, and adverse health effects. These concerns are a natural barrier for many people, especially the fear of possible social stigma and inconvenience. Secondly, because we have few historical examples of population following a purely vegan diet, many people lack an adequate understanding of plant-based nutrition. Poorly planned vegan diets can be deficient in many nutrients and have brought much criticisms. Nutrients needing careful consideration include iron, B12, calcium, and omega-3 fats. Health issues can be limited if we plan a vegan diet carefully. We need, therefore, to ensure that plant-based education is freely available to as many people as possible. Based on the evidence of numerous environmental impact studies, we can see now that a 100% well-planned vegan diet has the most negligible ecological impact of all 4 diets and can meet the nutritional and health needs of the majority of people. Changing the eating habits of a potential 9.8 billion people is, however, somewhat daunting. Our best approach is to start with encouraging a predominantly plant-based diet that reduces meat and dairy consumption to a minimum and moves to an entirely plant-based one. We will then have more time to work on the more ethical and health aspects of feeding the world's population and moving towards a genuinely healthy and compassionate way of eating. Thank you very much for listening to my talk.